What's going on, everyone? This past weekend, we've had a rather large update drop for iRacing. It's for the 2020 Season 4, as you can see up on the screen. So I thought I'd do probably 2 or 3 videos, just going over some of the features that stand out to me in particular. But for this first video, I thought just do a very quick rundown of what's changed, what's new, everything else. Then I'll get into some driving. So just to quickly go through this, iRacing does have this page up as just kind of showing off some of the highlights of the update itself. As we go down, you can see 2 new cars added to the game. We got the Corvette C8.R, which is a GTE class car. The new Corvette added, so that is one I'll be trying. I haven't tried out GTEs so far. Why not get into it with this new car here? Then we got the LMP2, the Lara here. Another one I'd really like to try out, but just jumping into that, I might be in over my head, so I might hold off on a little while in getting that car and trying that one out, but we'll see. 3 new tracks also added. So you've got some for dirt oval, we've got a short oval, and then we've got some dirt road. So bit of everything there outside of regular road racing. So 3 new tracks added in there. They've announced the new series that are coming for next season, which keeps along the lines of what's been going on previously. The Audi RS3 getting a series of its own by the looks of it, Class D series. That is a very fun car to drive, so I will probably be taking part in that series a decent bit this coming season. Then, of course, features, bunch of new things added. How much you care about any one of these is up to every individual person, obviously. But we've got some new wheel finishes added, user selectable driver, body and face. Just adds a little more customization. I mean, I never use iRacing in any way where I see the driver's face, so not really a big thing for me. Sky and haze rendering, which looks like it could be nice. I do run VR, so anything that's going to hurt that performance might not be so great for me, but we'll see how that goes. They've increased the field of view. This is especially good as there's some VR headsets out there now with large field of views. I still run the Oculus CV1, so it's not really going to change anything for me. Got the variable tire compounds added to the MP40 or MP430, which I'm not at that level in this game yet, but those that are, that I imagine is going to be a large change, bringing in another level of realism to it there. Some new ambient sounds added as they continue to work to improve the sounds in the game. Then some of this I'm looking forward to. They've added 5 new tracks to the AI roster, which I have yet to try AI, although I believe in this video, as I'll get to, I am going to try it out for the first time. But the thing I like is the Miata MX-5, which I still love to drive that car. That will always be fun to me. I like the slower, closer race series like that. But it's got the new damage model added finally, so I am definitely looking forward to that one, which we'll be trying out probably in the next video. Now the full notes I'm not going to get into, as you can see, goes on and on and on and on. This was a very big update, so I will put the link to these patch notes in the description, so if you want to go through it all, go ahead. But for now, I am going to try out one of the new edition, well, not a new edition, but something that's been added to the base content of the game that was never there previously. That's the VW Jetta TDI Cup. It's always one I kind of wanted to try, but for years now, that car's basically been dead in this series. So we'll see if this breathes new life into it, hopefully, because again, another slower ish car, front wheel drive and stuff could make for just some flat out fun racing. We'll see though. But for now, there isn't really a series going on, so I am going to set up a AI race with it just to try it out, as I've never driven it before. Now anyone subscribing to the service is going to have access to this car, so some of you out there might be interested to see what it's like. But while we are here, you can see they have made some changes to the UI. That's another big thing with this update. Not that it's affected too much so far, but they have really changed the iRacing UI now, and they're starting to phase out the old school web-based one. As you can see, most stuff's normal here, but if you go, for instance, to paint, which I haven't done with this car, it's I'm just downloaded a paint from Trading Paints. That's usually the way to go. But as you can see, paint and customization no longer available here on the web-based client. You must go to the iRacing UI. I've checked it out. I'll pull that up in a second. I haven't actually looked at it for quite a while since it was originally released. Does seem like they built it out pretty nicely. In terms of the customization features with the cars and stuff, no, I've checked it out. Nothing much has really changed other than, again, you can select faces for your driver and stuff now. But the cars themselves, the way you paint them and everything else, exactly the same as it was. So just to jump over to the UI real quick, I will load that up. And here you see the UI. So they have started phasing features out. They've said over time they're eventually going to phase out the entire web client, and you will be onto the UI here. This is the home screen. I mean, I've got to say it's pretty nicely done at this point. And they'll hopefully continue to make improvements to it. But it is a pretty intuitive thing. I am going to go try to set up my first AI race. So not only will I be checking out the Jetta for the first time, I'm going to get to check out how the AI works in this game and how well it is. And then I'll get that set up now, and I'll be right back when we're on track. Okay, so here we are at Tsuba. I've set up a quick 5-lap race, no practice, no qualifying. Believe I just set it for myself to start at in 8th place. I've got to say, my first time setting up a AI race, it was very straightforward, simple to do. Lots of control over the settings, the vehicles involved, the track, the layouts, weather, track conditions, all that. Very simple. So now we'll get to see how the AI actually races. For that, for now, I've just left everything default, including the AI, which gives you a range from 25% to 50%. I've got absolutely no idea what that relates to in actual lap times or how good they are, so we'll see. It seems low, but that is the default, so I assume it can't be too slow, but we'll see how it goes. I will also say I am driving this VW Jetta TDI for this race, as it's been added to the base content. But there was some other additions to the base content, including, I believe, a dirt oval car and then a bunch of tracks, mostly on the oval side. I'm not going to list them all here. You can check, like I said, the link below for the patch notes. But the Olton Park was added. I was hoping to just do a race at Olton, but it's not set up for AI as far as I can tell, so it wasn't an option. But that's been added as well, which is, I really like that track for things such as this VW, as the Mazdas, like slower cars like that. I mean, I probably would never pick it to race a GT3 or something, but for this classic car, Oulton Park's a lot of fun, so glad to see that has been added, and which means it'll probably get added to the Global Mazda season as well, so that's a good addition, but we are going to get started here and see how this goes.
8th place, 5 laps. Let's make them count. The track temp is 49 Celsius. Heads up, we're going green.
So I got it as a standing start. So off the bat, it seems this
On your left.
level of AI,
Hold your line.
not overly quick off the line, but
clear left.
We'll see how things go from this point on.
Left side. Clear left. Car left. Hold your line. Still there. Clear left.
Ooh, this car's bouncy when you hit the curb like that. Okay, so just about done one lap here. I've got to say, I mean, this is an older car on the service. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't been updated in any meaningful ways. It's at least what it feels like anyways.
Car right. Still there.
And,
clear right.
the handling and the force feedback especially kind of feel not up to the standards of the newer vehicles. That being said, again, I haven't driven it before, and I am on a... Well, I'm driving on a track for the first time, obviously, so I could probably be a lot quicker at it, but yeah, the steering wheel for the most part, not feeling a whole lot through it. So, turns out the AI on this level seem to be putting up decent pace, at least these guys at the front.
The guy in front has just done a 106.2.
Although that could very well be I'm just very slow here. I really don't know any of the brake points or the speed you can carry through these turns in this car. So I am sure I'm going slow, but like going over those curbs there, I feel absolutely nothing through the wheel. I mean, I feel some of the bumps just in the road surface. And like the big curb like that one right there with the bouncing, I could feel the wheel. These smaller curbs I'm not feeling anything at all.
The guy behind has just done a 105.9.
Which it's been a while since I've driven this track. So I can't, but I'm pretty sure in the Mazda and other cars you can feel those curbs at least a little bit. And in terms of any Well, understeer
The
really,
next
because
car is
I haven't
hill.
really had any oversteer, but really just not feeling much through the wheel. So it's really not the best
Don't be
feeling.
pressured. Keep your exit
Not by
speeds
their
up.
newer standards, but that being said, I could see this car still being real fun in races. Like some good
Fastest lap for
definitely
Henry,
could have some good tight racing
105.8.
in this car, just with the speed and everything else.
One more lap to go. You've just done a 106.5.
Similar to the Mazda, but it isn't H shifter, so it's probably even better for in terms of beginners for a car to jump into.
P7.
Gotta say the
gap to hill ahead is now
AI
1.6.
isn't, and I mean it could just be the lower level I've got it at right now, but I saw that one blue car make a pass, but I haven't really seen the AI doing much else this race. None of them really making any
P7, that's it, we're done.
kind of errors to speak of, so. But again, this is my first AI race. I didn't mess with the settings at all, so I'm not going to make any judgments on the AI at this time in terms of how they race and stuff. I mean, at the beginning and a couple times in other corners, they were beside me and nothing was smashing into me or anything, so I mean, for AI, that's a decent sign at least. But that will do that, and that's my first go with the VW TDI here, and I mean, yes,
P8.
it's
Okay,
definitely not up to the standards of a lot of the newer vehicles, but I could definitely see some decent fun racing with this one. And it's with the base game as well, so there's that. But I guess it'll have to wait to be seen if the series it's involved in it gets any traction, as previously any series that VW was in was just dead. There was no point in buying it. That's why I never did. There's just never any populated races for it, but now that's in the base game content, we'll see. Like I mentioned earlier, I really do think this is probably well, I'd have to put some more laps in, but it's probably the best car for beginners at this point. Right there with the Mazda, but you're not having to use the H shifter, so. But I'll leave it there for now. And I might do some more videos with this car once the season actually starts and there's some actual live races to get in with others if they're populated. So anyways, I'll leave it there. I am going to follow this video up with another in regards to the Mazda with its new damage model. And again, I will probably do a third video with the Corvette, the new Corvette GTE vehicle put in the car. Or put in the game, and see how that is. I have yet to race GTE and iRacing, so that will be a first, and we'll see how that goes. So I will see you in those videos. Again, please see below for the links to the patch notes, so you can get a better rundown than I've given here. And I will see you next video.